Hey, welcome back. So we are back at it again, and this time we want to restrict access to people who are not members on public groups. Okay. Now, the thing is, it's very possible that somebody can give you a link to a post that was posted in a group, and you're not part of that group, and then you're going to go directly to that post. So if I click back here for a second, you will see that we have restricted access to posting here. But even when the page is totally private, where you can't see these posts right here, somebody who is in the group itself can click on a comment like here, and then they go to the post at that time. And then because they are part of the group, they're able to see this, and then they can just copy the link in the browser and share it, maybe on Facebook or something like that. And the problem with that is people can click and come and read directly here and totally bypass this security feature here, which is by coming to the actual group. So we have to be able to give the same level of restriction right here. So how do we do that? So this page is singlepost.php. So let's go and have a look. So I'll come to singlepost.php, which is right there. Now, before I go any further here, I will need to copy this part right here because this is important. That is our if statement. If anything goes weird. Okay, so we have error, no post was found here, right? But let's kick it up a notch. If, for example, this, we'll just give them an error there and not show them anything. So we'll put an if statement here. Bam. Now we already have, what's this? We already have, wait a minute, get one else URL. So I want to see here what's happening with our content. Okay, I think we can leave the header. So I don't want to cut ourselves off at the very top here. So let me undo this. Let's go and try to do it down here so that we can tell them that they do not have the access regardless. So posts below posts. Okay, this is a copy from a previous page because obviously these things are wrong. But let's just leave the header up there, and everything else must be hidden if these guys do not have access. So let me put a reminder down here. Let me just say end post right there, just so I know where to add my if statement. So let me add it there, my end if. Okay, so that's my end if there. So then let me go up to right here. So just after the post area, and I will put my if statement over here and move it a notch further there. All right, so what are we asking here? We're asking if group data type is public and group access blah 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 blah. Okay, so all these is the question, but the thing is, we should only ask this question if the current post is of a group. So if is group post, this is the only time we are supposed to be even concerned. So let me go up here and we can do that right here. So if the row was actually accessed here, get one post, and we did find the row, then we should know at this point, we can check from there. So let's add a variable here just to say is group post. Let's put it at false to start with. Of course, I need that $sign. So here I want to ask, is this a group post or not? So let's come here and do the confirmation, shall we? So what I will do here is I will, the thing is I need a group row. So I will ask the question first of all, if row, let's go up here, if row owner, oh, wait a minute, hold up. So these are the posts right here. So it's not, oh, it is owner actually. So good. So if row owner is greater than 0, so for as long as it's greater than 0, then we know this is not a user post. Okay, so let's just confirm that this indeed belongs to a group. So what we will do is we'll read from the database. We'll get a user from there. So I think at this point we do have the, we have the login class, right? Check login. Yeah, we do not have the user class. So let me come up here to the user class here, the classes, and let's go to user, because remember that even groups are inside users. So get user with that ID, that's the one I'm looking for right there. So let's come back here to single post, and we're going to instantiate a class. So if this is greater than that, then we need that instantiation right away. So I'm going to say user class is equal to new user, and then let's use the user class So we're going to get one, is it? Get user. That's the one right there. Get user. With an ID, and the ID is going to be the owner right there, like so. But then we're going to equate this to group data. That way we return a value that we need. So group data right there. So let me copy just that here, and I'm going to ask the question. Let me come back here and see what we're returning. Okay, so we're really returning one. So I will say if group data type is equal to group, then this is indeed a group. So is group is equal to true. So this is indeed a group post because it's owned by, oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, it is owned by, oh, wait a minute. Owner, parent, user ID. Okay, yeah, so we are correct. Everything is correct. So if this is a group post, we should know. So let me copy this and let's just print it out right here. So I'm just going to say print readable is, in fact, not print readable. Let me use var dump because it will tell me exactly the data type, whether it's a Boolean and what is the value of that Boolean. Because true or false, if it's false, it might show an empty string, empty screen, because false is just regarded as empty. So as you can see, it says Boolean true. Okay, so true right there, which means this is a group post. So we need to activate our security measures because that's what's up. So is group post, we can now use that variable down there. So let me copy this. So at this point, we shouldn't care if this is not a group post. Okay, we should not care. So let's think about this very carefully. So the only time we have to restrict the whole thing is if the group is private. So let's put that private thing here. But if it's public, we only restrict the commenting. So here, if the group is private and group access, now remember that we do have group data here. But this is only active if group data was retrieved at the top there. Otherwise, group data will be empty. So I have to confirm here and say if, just a minute, let me come back here. Okay, so as you can see here, if we don't get to this point, group data will not exist. So if is group post, actually, that's the only thing I should be wanting here. If is group post and, okay, so if this is a group post and the group type is private, okay, and the user who is currently here, group data, is not a member of this thing, then do not show this. Now this will all be true here, and then this is supposed to show, but we are negating it here, so we won't see anything. So let me come up here for a second and refresh. Ooh, who is this one? This one is not a group member who I'm logged in as, so I shouldn't be able to see this. So why am I seeing it? So let's go through here for a second again. This is true. Okay, good. Is this true? So that's the point right there. Is that one true? What exactly is our situation here? Are we private or public? So let's go down here. Okay, so we are a public entity at this point. This is why it has opened up. So I guess it's actually working. But let's try the private thingy first. So I will edit here. And let's edit this back to private. So of course we'll be changing this in settings later on. So if I do refresh now, you see that it's showing me, no, you do not have access. So usually Facebook will tell you something like post was moved or something similar. So here we need to give an account here and say else. We need to tell them that they do not have access. So I'm just simply going to put something simple here, just a div, and say, sorry, you do not have access to this content. And that's it. Sorry, you do not have access to this content. So it's entirely up to you how you want to style this. You want to give them links to the home page, all that good stuff. But for now, I'm just going to pad this to 1M, and I want to have text align in the center, and the background color of white. That ought to do just fine. So let me refresh. Yeah. Sorry, you do not have access to this content. This is good. Now let's go back to a edit here, and let's go back to a public situation where the group is public. So save, and let's come back here and refresh, and you see that we are back with access. But now let's restrict the commenting. So let's come up here. This is going to be easy peasy at this point. So I will copy this, and let me go to where this is right here. This is the part right here. So I will paste my if statement over there. Let me move it a little bit further. Okay, so it's right. We have another else here. Interesting. Let's do end if here. Give it some space. Okay, so that if statement corresponds to this one here. I will move this inward a little bit. Okay, so the question here is, we don't have to ask if this is private because we won't get here if it's private. So let's ask about the public. So if group post and if group data. So for example, if this is not a group post, this one will be false, and then when it becomes false, it won't even care about anything else. It will just want to return, but that false will be turned to true. So this will show if this is not a group post at all. It won't care. All right, so public there, and what are we asking for? If they are not a member. So let me come back here and refresh. So we are definitely not members here. We don't need to see the, we might want to see the next page, back page, because we may have comments down here and we may need to read them. Okay, so far so good. This is restrictions 101. Now let me log in back as the owner of, actually before I even do that, let me go to my own profile and just see that we haven't broken anything on the other side. Here I still see this. If I click on comment, I am able to comment just fine because this is not a group post. And if I log out, now I go back to my original self. I don't want to see those restrictions. Being the owner of the page, I will click on groups, go to my group here, and as you can see, I am allowed to post. And if I click on comment, I am allowed to comment. So so far we have added restrictions so that nobody can see what they are not supposed to see, and this truly makes this a group because you need to be a member in order to do anything here. All right, so I'll see you in the next video where we continue and start to invite some people. Okay, and also we need a join button here because we need to allow people to want to join. All right, so I'll see you in the next video.